Hello, everybody. I'm super late because I was thinking 10. I was wrong. My hands are ashy. My face looks like this, but she cute. Anyway, we are talking a polygamy. Mm-hmm. 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 So, um, do me a solid and go ahead and share this post, this live. Make sure you uh, join in on the conversation and just be ready for being ready. Okay, okay. I am hot. It's coming in hot. All right. I don't know why I can't find this right now, but it's all good. All gravy. Such is life. Make sure you comment in the comment section. Do you agree with polygamy? Are you against polygamy? Why? Why? And also, I will comment. Okay. Am I doing something wrong today? Y'all, I'm all jumbly juped. Jumbly juped. Okay. Give me 2 seconds to get my life together. And see why I'm missing. Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something, y'all. But it's figure it out. Should be on here, but it's not. So I don't know where it is. Is anybody else not finding this thing on their page? You know what? Let me just go to my page and see if it's there. It is. Okay. So I don't know. Anybody else not finding this thing on their I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to put it here. Might be spelled wrong, but whatever. You will be okay. And I will too. Okay. I'm back, y'all. We back. 1, 2. Okay. So again, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Or just remove this destination from the broadcast. What? Anyway, all right, y'all. Sorry, this thing is acting really wonky today for my behalf. Okay. I'm hot. All right. Let's add our people, our people in. And when you're ready, just let me know. All right. Welcome. You look nice. I like your hair.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm excellent. How about yourself?
I'm thank you for the reminder. Because I had 10 o'clock in this head of mine. I sure did. Sure did. But now I have to save changes. I'm sorry, I had to add it. Apparently it was deleted from our what do you call it, question time page for some reason somehow. So I had to repost it and let's see if it goes. Anyway, so polygamy. First thing you think about when you think of polygamy.
Multiple partners.
First thing you think about when you positive or negative?
Um,
Positive and negative.
but I would say for me, no.
You said it's not for you?
No.
Okay. just want to pin this real quick, make sure everybody has it. Okay, so when you join the conversation, it's there. Let's go. Okay, so there's this. My main reason for wanting to do doohickey about polygamy is because there's this couple. I don't know if you've seen them on TikTok, and they it's one guy, two females, and he was originally with one girl who's in the military. She was on deployment, and he started chatting up this other girl on LinkedIn because he's all about building and growing and wealth and blah blah blah. She ended up moving in while she was still deployed, and he didn't really tell her the dynamics of the relationship. So she came back from deployment. Well, he told her, they talked about it eventually while she was deployed. They talked about it or whatever. So she moved in, and they've been a throuple for 7 months. Before I finish that, I'm gonna I was waiting for you to see his stupid name. Polyoxen. Grow up. So yeah, so they have this whole relationship going, and it's just the weirdest thing for me. What do you think about, in all seriousness, polyoxen free? What do you think about polygamy?
It's I think it's a thing. For some reason it's a big conversation piece for Black America right now. I don't know. I think I'm the jury's still out for me whether it's right or wrong. But I think it definitely is a thing, and I think those who do it should do it.
Okay, I like this better. Okay,
Okay.
Oh, I look crazy.
you don't like this?
Right.
No, this fine. I mean, it's
I look real
Okay.
dark. Am I this dark?
So actually, you were super excited about talking about polygamy. Why is that? Or this conversation? Why is that?
I wouldn't. I don't know why you gotta say I was super excited, but no,
We're
because
kinda excited.
a lot of my friends who've been. This has been a topic, a hot topic, especially with HVMs. It's just like, are you kidding me?
What's the HBM?
High value men.
HVM. Okay, or B. Okay, okay. Oh,
And it's
okay.
like, you know, in my little circle, the few, that I know, uh, uh all but one was like, yeah, sign me up. And this is the lifestyle for me. This is what I want. And
These
I'm
are
like,
men or women saying this?
men.
Okay.
So, between the ages of, 37 and 40,
That's
they,
very small. Okay.
two of them have no children, aren't married. Um, they're, self-employed or doing great financially. And a lot, they're just like, that's what they're into right now. Like, swinging or open relationships. I'm like,
So that's polyamory, or being polyamorous, where you want relationships with multiple people, with the consent of everybody. Polygamy is when you have multiple wives.
and then what's the other one for multiple husbands?
Oh, that's the one I want.
Because it's like, because I thought that was polygamy, multiple husbands, and then
I think polygamy could be multiple
That's
husbands.
polyandry.
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 And okay, I knew it was very close.
Whatever. Oh, she got 7 husbands. Go ahead, girl, work it. So what do you feel about so Polly? What do you feel about, and what Ashley just said?
So I think that it is a truth that it is more appealing for men. It seems to be very male leaning. I think, though, there is something beautiful happening with women who are getting to a place where they can admit that they would be comfortable having multiple husbands. I think oftentimes it has been women are made to look like, when it comes greedy, when it comes to even dating.
Mm-hmm.
Guys can casually date. If a woman casually dates, even if there's no sex involved, she's a hoe.
Correct.
God forbid she give nookie or cookie. She's the mother of all whores.
Cookie.
Right, right, right. The mother of all whores. So I
Right.
think that they're for me, it is refreshing because now this is weird. I think it's empowering for a woman who says, no, no, you can be educated, you can be financially fit, and you can decide you want what you want, whatever that is. So I think that it is, I agree with Ashley that it is very, as a high value man myself, I think that it is very interesting. And let's be the elephant in the room is a lot of people have been in polygamous relationships for decades and just didn't tell nobody or they didn't know it.
Or didn't know it.
Right.
So
So
anyway,
that yeah. So
I
I
was
think
talking to a
it,
friend on the phone, and he was like, the girl he's dating. I told him I was gonna say it. The girl he's talking to, she is, she's free spirited. I'm like, I won't call her a polygamist. She's just, as my grandma would say, a loosey goosey, right? He's like, and I asked him if he would do it, and he said, maybe, maybe if the circumstances were right. I'm like, well, that's everybody's answer. If the circumstances were right, would you do it? But he didn't sound like he was up for it. But like Ash said, most men are all for multiple wives. And I always, and even the ones that don't believe in the Bible will go back to the Bible and be like, that's how we were created. We were created to have multiple wives and this, that, and the third. I'm like, you were created to have multiple wives? Because God only made one Adam and one Eve. He didn't make a bunch of women for Adam.
I'm not gonna get in the Bible
I'm
tonight.
not going to say he didn't. I'm not going to say he didn't. Maybe he was given multiple wives later on. But God made, he spoke on Eve. And unless you know about a Heather or Tamika.
I just think, and I was interacting in the group leading up to this conversation, and I said this in that group. I don't want to diminish polygamy to sex only. Because whenever you talk to a woman who says that she'll be married to multiple men or she wishes, when I see the thing, a lot of them are offended when a guy, because usually when a girl posts that picture or of a woman in between two men, and she was like, "Why is it a problem when we do it?" Oftentimes, the men they're right on the post, be like, "Yeah, because you had to get effed twice in one night," and women are immediately shut.
Go ahead.
I almost I almost asked you to send your location and came over to where you were. But a lot of times with women, they are offended that that is automatically where it goes. And I said that to say, I think with women, it's not all sexual. But I will say this, the reason a lot of men are okay with it, 99% of the men is sexual first.
Right.
I don't think men are running and saying, "Oh, I want to be the provider for two women. Oh, I want to work hard for two women. Yeah, I want to have two sets of honeydew lists for two women." I don't think that's what it is. I think men are 1000% more concerned about the sexual aspect and that being the sign because men a lot of times see women as trophies. The more trophies you collect, the better man you are. So I think that's the weird part with men. But I don't know what the draw is for women. Maybe you two could.
Well, and I think that's interesting because if you marinate on the fact that men think about it in a sexual nature, I would like to see a show of hands on how many men can have sex multiple times a night, like a woman can. Like y'all need a long little break. Okay, how long a break do you need though? Don't stop because a female, how we can go back to back to back.
But
Y'all need a break. Y'all need a refractory period. That's what it's called.
so
So
here's
it's like,
here's a
and then y'all be
secret.
quick time. Oh, I'm tired. I just need I need a rest. I need a rest. But I want to show this comment really quickly. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Actually, I think
I
you
was
were going
going
to
to
say
say
something.
a secret to that, and I assume this is with there are a lot of factors in being able to perform multiple times in a night for a man.
Right.
His arousal level, is he really into it? Is this something those things matter. But if you get a man in the right mood, he can do just as many rounds as a woman can.
But you got to get them in the right mood. Woman just, okay, I'm ready.
Right. Right. Y'all don't have nothing that has to stay up either. I mean, it's kind of easy just to.
We got something that has to stay wet though.
Can we get back to
Oh, go
the
ahead. I'm sorry. Yes, you're
topic at
right. Go
hand?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right.
You were going to say something, Ash?
Mm-mm.
I
You
thought
were
you
going to
were
say something when I said, I wonder what the draw is for women.
Oh, I think it's a lot of meeting the internal needs and not just physical needs. But this guy is he reaches, he meets this particular emotional need for me, versus this guy might meet a physical need or might have this going for himself or whatever. It's just they meet different needs. And if you
Right.
could
You may have that
combine
one
all of them
dude.
into one, it'll be a perfect guy. But if not, then you sleep in room A, you sleep in room B, and then we all sleep in C.
Oh,
Sign me up.
busy girl. Um, so this comment is from your buddy Chad Ash. Remember Chad?
I do. I hate Chad. Can
I think and the friend that I was talking to that I said on the phone, he feels that monogamy is for people that have control issues.
Monogamy is?
Monogamy is for people that have control issues. So if you're cool with the polygamous side of it, then you are open minded. Was the word he used, and I'm like, so you think so? People that practice monogamy are closed minded? How does that work? What do you think? Do you
I
agree
don't
with
think
him?
I disagree. I don't think that monogamy is automatically a sentence to being a closed mind um, person. But I do believe that you have to have a certain level of openness to be able to accept polygamy. I think that there in our culture today, it wasn't always that way, but in our culture today, you have to have a certain level of openness to accept polygamy. But I think it goes with so much more now because it's these folks ain't trying to get married. These people want multiple partners. Ashley alluded to swinging and swapping partners and orgies and all kind of stuff. These things, uh, they're in a bucket now. They all come with it. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
yeah, you if you're gonna marry someone who's okay with polygamy, there's probably a just like people aren't waiting to get married to have sex. People aren't waiting to test your tolerance for polygamy until you're married. You've already been active with two men or two women or whatever. I think that that's a part of it.
Okay. Um, I feel like when it comes to polygamy, the women into if we're talking about, of course, talking about today's society, I feel like women in today's society are so, and I'm sorry to use this word, not trying to offend anyone, but are so desperate for relationships that they're willing to accept a share of a person instead of the whole.
Yeah.
And men, in turn, are taking full advantage of the lack or the need for those relationships, and they're like, this is my opportunity to be Solomon and go for what I know.
Yeah.
And still women will have to foot the bill in a relationship. Like back then women didn't do anything, you know what I'm saying? It was like the man had to take care of. But now it's like, what do you bring to the table? How are you going to benefit this thruple, quadruple, five tuple, whatever the case may be? No.
I think that's 1000% correct. I think that a lot of men are exploding or exploiting the fact that a lot of women are, but I don't know if that's because of women today. I think it's always been that way. How grandmama used to say it like this: a piece of man is better than no man at all. She literally was saying, I mean, we all know someone or multiple people where there was always a knowledge sometimes where granddaddy had somebody else. You know what I mean? And even though they weren't in the same house, like Ashley said, that was their version of room A, and room B. You know what I mean?
Right. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think it's just not safe to do that. Like with so much going on, just from jumping to person, it's just I
But
don't know,
that's
it
what
gives
people
me
are doing now.
anxiety. Huh?
That's what people are doing now.
I, I, I work in in-home sales, and maybe a month or two ago, I went out to Deltona and went into a home, and there was this husband and a wife who greeted me. And in the process of doing my sales call, the I asked, about a customer service for another rep from our company who had been out. And the only issue they had was, and the wife brought the issue out. She said, "We don't have a traditional family." And I obviously didn't know what that meant. And she said, "We're married, but there's another wife." The wife wasn't there. And her complaint was that the first rep who came out only spoke to her and her husband and treated the second wife as an afterthought. And then she said he was so uh, shocked by the situation that he couldn't move on. And I thought to myself, it was the wife demanding that the other wife be treated as equal. So for me, I don't see it like Ashley said, it's so dangerous jumping from person to person. I don't see it like that. They see it as this three is one unit, and whatever happens in here, we're safe because we're only in here. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm saying as far as being just not together.
This is from one Willie Glover, I think his name is.
Willie Glover, is that my brother? My brother can't call me, but he's on Facebook.
You know what? If someone said that, somebody said recent in one of the conversations I was having, it was if she is bisexual, I can't do what a woman can do for her, so I will not deny her that need or that want. So they were open to that as well, and I'm like, really?
See, and I think men use it as an excuse also to have
My
another
girl got a
woman in the house.
girlfriend.
Like, right. Oh, I got this bisexual girl. Have both of them at the same time. I can have all the threesomes I want. Like, and then he can't do what a
What
woman
does
can
that
do for
mean?
her. Level up.
Oh,
He can't do what a woman can do for her. I be thinking the opposite. Like, can't no woman do what a man can do? But that's probably because I'm not going. I'm not. And actually, I was, and I would consider multiple husbands,
But is the
but I'm
thought?
not going to do multiple wives. It ain't going to be multiples of me.
But
It's multiples of him.
is the thought that there has to be interaction between two people? If a man is married to two women, does there have to be bisexual activity?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
no, because I wouldn't want both my husbands to be doing.
Right. 'Cause
Hello.
that's what I was just getting ready. I was going to say, because if that's the rule, it's ain't gonna happen.
No, I think what they're saying is that because women are so it's so popular now that is what do you call it, a
More
benefit or
acceptable.
enticement as
Yeah.
to why we should have a throuple or a polygamous relationship, a marriage of polygamy or whatever. But
Yeah.
I feel like I don't see how, because it's like it's let's say, because this couple that's on TikTok, all three of them sleep in the same bed, right? So
Okay.
my thing is, when y'all doing the do, or when we're doing the do, where is you? You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna be in there. Or if I want to be cuddled and she wants to be cuddled, who gets cuddled? And if he wants to be cuddled, who gets to cuddle him? I'm no, I'm not sharing. No. Are you mathematically trying to figure that out right now?
Right. Yeah. I'm thinking what I was thinking to myself. I guess I was mathematically trying to figure out. What I'm saying to myself is, if you are married and it's just you and your husband, does he cuddle you every single night?
He best to.
Okay, well,
It's gonna be some kind of physical touch. It might not be a
Right.
whole cuddle for 8 hours, but it's gonna be if I slide back, I want my spot to be open, not bumping into her.
Right. And if I want to throw my leg on him and her leg on him and we hit knees, I'm gonna be upset.
yeah, but I think a lot of people with from the studies and the documentaries that I've seen, e- sharing a bed, I think is something that is more common now. But back when these guys were doing literally, if you look at the Mormon Church and the LDS movement, um, okay, yep, back to barroom trivia. Yeah, if you ask a lot of times he selected the wife who was going to sleep with him that night, and it was a schedule. It wasn't a combat in the bedroom, because literally you may not be invited to the bedchamber tonight. It may be someone else's chance. I think I don't think that it would be.
And that's why I couldn't do it because I
Right.
that's no, it's not. You don't need to invite me because I'm here. This is where I sleep.
I'm
Right.
here.
This is where you sleep every night. Like you don't have to invite me.
But let me ask you this: for women, multiple husbands, it would seem beneficial for this, because if let's say income, you want to do things, you're not working, you have someone, you have another partner in building finances, this, that, another. For a man, it could be the same thing. It could be said something physical. To me, if I'm married to two women and one woman is not in the mood, and to me it seems like shared responsibility. All you don't have to, the cooking is not your responsibility all day every day. The clothes washing is not your responsibility all day, just you.
See, I don't feel that way in a monogamous relationship. I don't feel like it's my responsibility all day, every day to
And then
cook
what
for
about
you.
if the man isn't in the mood? Do I get to go find me somebody that's in the mood? Because he's not gonna always be in the mood with two, three, four, five,
Oh,
six wives if he won't.
um, hmm, I'm sorry. I think if you're in a polyandrous, is that what we called it? If you're in a
Poly-
polyandrous relationship, even now, I'm trying to think like a woman. In a man, I don't see a man sleeping with one wife and the other one saying, I want to join, and him saying no. But with women, I could see a situation where a woman is like, no, I just want Bob tonight. I don't want Bob and
Mm-mm.
Tony.
No, I think that no, I think it'll be Bob, me and Bob laying down, and Tony said, "I want to join." Bob gonna be the one to say no. I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna say, "Come on, Tony." I slide over, but he gonna be nope, not tonight. This
Not
I,
my
tonight,
night.
Bucko. You
I don't think
Tuesday.
I don't think if a man is simple enough to join another man in marriage, I don't think that man will ever complain about, no, you can't have the night, is my night. Because remember, I
Right.
told you, men have already determined that this is a man who marries you, and you're going to bring another man. He has already put you in a box that he's sharing everything about you forever.
Can we
He's
put
not.
some hands up in the comment if you're interested in joining me as my two husbands? No, I'm just kidding.
Look at Willie. Willie, stop.
Put some hands up in the comments. Oh, Tasia, you saw Tasia comment?
I
But
can't
this
see
one, come
who's
on, sis. Click that link and get on here.
what. Wait, that was Tage coming. What it said?
Yeah, Tasia
I just
said,
want to know this.
"Nah, me and my two husbands in the same bed."
Right. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think
That's what
that.
I'm saying. This our bed.
Yeah,
We
but I
got.
don't think a
We don't
man
even need
would.
a king. We don't
We're
even
gonna
need a
get a
California
California
king.
king
Just
because
a
all
king.
seven of us gonna be stretched out.
Right. Yeah, but a woman. See, that the dangerous part about that, a woman, if a man is married to seven women and he starts with one, six and a half of them know it's no time for them tonight. That woman with seven men, she's gonna be in trouble because she's gonna be in trouble because it's not like if she's the source of the attention, she's the only one providing relief for these men. A man would have a harder time trying to please multiple women in a night than a woman would. I don't know that too many women are signing up for that. You know what I mean? Mm-mm.
No, because let y'all tell it, men are less emotional and
Mhm.
more logical. Women get jealous. Women are gonna be like, "Why are you giving her tonight?" Men gonna be like, "Hey man, I'll see you tomorrow. Have fun, my guy."
Tomorrow, I'll
Whenever
see you in
it could,
5 minutes.
or 30 or an hour and a half from now.
I'll see you in 5 minutes when he get through. Just don't shoot the club up. But listen, my point is,
That's
my
nasty.
point
That's
is,
nasty.
what's nasty?
That was disgusting.
And I'm going
I'm
to,
disgusting.
I said that.
Oh,
and oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Ashley said something earlier.
I want to follow online to see
I forget what it
comments.
was though. But oh, I agree with the whole you have men, like you have that one chill dude and then you have that one exciting dude. Makes the perfect dude. Like it's so rare to find a dude that's both and worth, like and it like to hold on to. No?
I agree.
Y'all, what y'all look let me look down too.
Well, I was looking at the comments.
I'm working. I'm sorry. I'm working at the same time.
I feel
I,
left out.
say that again, Brandy. Say that. Repeat that. I was trying to find the comments to see who I need.
Oh, you want to see what comment you want to see?
No, I just want to see the rest. See who I need to pray for. Sister Tasia's on the list. Go ahead.
I was saying it's you have that you have different personalities of men.
Mm-hmm.
I think women are more flexible in that they can be exciting and a nurturer. They can be spontaneous and calm. Men, on the other hand, they seem to stick to I'm chill. That's me. Like it or love it. I'm
Yeah, I don't know.
spontaneous. That's me. Like it or love it.
Yeah, I think I'm versatile. I think a man can be versatile. My question is this though. It sounds like to me what we're really saying is that these people would prefer to be in an open relationship. Because in an open relationship, you get to say, I know there are other people that's outside of my parameters. What you do there is your business. When you come home, it's my business. But Chad, you are dope AF. But I think that when you're talking about a marriage, you don't stumble into a marriage with multiple husbands. Um, who was that?
Tasia.
Yeah. So you literally, you don't. I think it's different. I think by the time you get to a marriage, all that jealousy and my night, that's over. You get to have my night issues when you're in an open relationship. But if you are married to multiple women, I don't think they're fighting in their home. Because how long would that last? How long would you be married in that? You wouldn't be married in that.
Right. Right. But actually I feel like it's the opposite. When you're in a polyamorous relationship, that's the open relationship. You can't be complaining about my night, your night, our night, whose night, day night. Because you understand that you're in an open relationship and it is what it is. I want to be with different people, multiple
You
people.
can't get,
Say again?
you can't get more open than a polygamous marriage.
A polygamous marriage is when you're committed to these people. So these two people, these three people, these four people. You're not like going out sleeping with whoever the freak you want to sleep with
In
just
a
cause.
in a polygamous marriage, if I'm married to two women and one of them sleeps with somebody else, is that still considered cheating?
In a polygamous marriage, yes.
Okay. Hmm.
But in polyamory, then no. Because you can sleep with
Okay.
whoever you want. Um, Willie says men are more territorial over women. Ownership.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a part of monogamy. Today's women are more fluid. That's true.
I went beside women now. So like women don't feel like okay. Can they be active if I'm in a polygamous relationship and I come home and and I come home.
Tasia
Who said
stupid.
duh?
Tasia dumb.
Right. So if I wait a minute, if I'm in a polygamous relationship, I should expect to come home at any given time and my two wives are scissoring? Because I didn't sign up for that. Is that what Willie's saying?
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah,
think so.
but I don't subscribe. I think
So
now,
you want your women to be straight.
right. This is me. Now I'm not here to bash anyone's lifestyle tonight. Um, who is that and what are they signing up for?
It was Willie. He signed up for polygamy.
Oh, for me, I'm not here to bash anyone's lifestyle, but I'm not looking for lesbians. If I'm married to women, I don't want them when they're going to the grocery store to be stopped on the side of the road to play with each other before they get home. I don't I don't I don't I don't like it.
So you're saying that the man can be satisfied, but the women cannot.
Be satisfied with me.
Right.
Yeah,
So
be
you get
satisfied.
two, they get none. They get one.
That's the case. I might as well be with a woman who wants another man and doing something that's natural. If that's the case. If that's the case, I might as well be okay with being a man.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Willie,
Hello,
Willie
polyandry.
Selfish is not calling your brother back since last week. But I think that I think that yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I dig that. I would be interested in that.
So
I
the
probably
couple,
would. Yeah,
you
never mind.
probably what now?
Never mind. Tell
No,
me.
what were you gonna say?
I would probably prefer a woman that's attracted to another man than a woman that's attracted to another woman.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so. I don't know who Brand is, but we'll just assume that this person we'll just assume that this person exists and we'll go from there.
Right.
I would agree. I would want my husbands to be attracted to only female,
Right.
and notice that that's singular. Um, because that I yeah, no, that wouldn't that no.
Yeah.
But I
Could
am
you imagine
for
a woman coming home and her two husbands are hunching on the sofa when she gets there? The whole marriage over. Forget.
yeah, it would be
Yeah.
that would be a done deal.
Not the whole marriage, just my part in the marriage.
Right, right. They still got each other.
Right. I'm out.
So the couple on the TikTok thing, one chick likes he's always talking about the build of it, how building the relationship, building the kingdom of it all, growing financially, this, that, and the third is what he's looking for. That's why he wants a polygamous relationship. That's why he's all for it. And he also relates back to the Bible, although he says he doesn't believe in it. He goes back to our ancestors and how our ancestors lived. But one of them is bisexual and the other is not. And he was supposed to, in their agreement, he was supposed to find someone that was also bisexual. But he said that ultimately the man is a leader, the man makes the decision, and it's not about sexual, it's not about sex, it's about building together. That's more intimate to me. That's what matters. Do
And
you?
he's saying this with two women.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's building because in my mind, a woman, her greatest need is security. In my mind, it would make sense for the woman then to say, I need two men because I'm twice as secure. If a woman is married to a man who has another wife and she has to still build, that man is going to benefit because we all know when a woman's mind is made up, she can outbuild us. And to have
Right.
two women who are super smart, who are super built, and they're working together, they have that synergy together. He may be in a situation where he's completely benefiting from them more than they're benefiting from him. It's hard for one man especially today, you take two black, college educated, high value women, even if he is a high value man, those women together in a home will run circles around him.
Right. And he feels like that's exactly what he has. He has two very powerful queens. He calls them their queens. He's going to have seven queens, and they're very powerful. They're very smart. This one over here has her own company. It makes X amount of figures. This one over here was here first, and he has
I
mad
love,
love for her. Huh?
I love your facial expressions right now. This one,
Oh, he has, because it's so stupid. He has mad love for her, and she's in the military. And again, that's how he got this one, because this one was on deployment at the time, and they connected, and now they're in this relationship. And my thing is, did you want polygamy? Like, did you originally want polygamy, or did you just want sex? Did you want intimacy? Because old girl was out of the country, and you couldn't get it from her at the time. So you found somebody that was available, and you decided, oh, I actually like this girl, so let me see if I can keep her around.
I think that there are so many benefits to polygamy, but even though I'm not looking for a situation like that, who is that? Is that my
I'm gonna
brother?
give you one guess.
Yeah. So I think that, and let's, again, I'm not going to talk Bible, but I want to say this historical, even in Bible history or culture, you did not qualify to have multiple
Come
wives
on,
if you could not support the second
afford them
and the
Hamiltons.
third the same way you did the first.
Come on,
You could not treat a second, third, or any succeeding wife worse than you treated the first. You could not do for the children. So if you don't have enough money to send all of their children to an Ivy League school, you can't send none of them. In fact, that's where the term concubine comes in. A concubine was someone who was okay with being treated lesser than a wife, and they were on a certain level. But even in concubineship, you couldn't treat a concubine different than other concubines. So I think a lot of people, they say that, a lot of men say that, but when you say that in the same token that you need the woman to help build, that in and of itself goes against the idea of polygamy.
right,
You know what I mean? I don't, that's not real polygamy. You may
right,
have to lower your value now if it's two women that are okay with living in an apartment, that they're okay with eating this, that, and other. There are levels to it, but to say you got a woman, you got two women, and they're pulling together and doing more for the house than you do. Now, if you make $500,000 a year and they both are still six-figure earners, but you're still the weight bearer, okay. But if it's we wouldn't be able to get this house without your two incomes, or we wouldn't be able to. That's not polygamy. That's a guy who's got a sweet situation, and if he's teaching classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're changing church nights to Wednesdays and Fridays.
right. And I feel like that is what he's doing. Like, I feel like they'll use our ancestors live this life, but we practice modern polygamy.
Right.
Like, are you gonna relate? Or is it gonna be the ancestors, or is
Right.
it gonna
You
be
can't
one,
have
two,
it both.
three? You
Right.
can't have
Right.
them both.
Yeah.
Don't use
Exactly.
that if that's not what you're like literally applying in your relationship. Because me and my sister, Lolita, are all we talked about it. Talked about it before, and it was like these people want. She's been invited into several polygamous relationships. The girl is
That,
a hot commodity. You hear me?
that's not shocking.
And right, I haven't been invited into one. But it's like you were able, like Solomon had 700. Yes, he did. Solomon was also the richest man in the world.
Right. And why? And the wisest.
Right. Although he didn't make good decisions. And then you had
He-
Jacob, or was it Joshua, Joseph? But he had the two,
Mhm.
Leah and Rachel. He only had two. Some dude said today, every man is supposed to. They were built to have seven wives. I'm like, where did this number come from, and why?
And I think at some point you have to have that wisdom part speaks. You have to have an honest conversation with yourself. The if it's not just sexual, if it's I want to play my field too, because I agree that a lot of women they are more acceptable of it, because look, you've been cheating on me with Brenda. I've been, because you have some situations where men have a permanent side chick or around. She always resurfaces. I catch it with, she may not resurface for a year or two, but she resurfaces again. And men have the same thing. Women have the same thing. I think a lot of women are like, look, okay, because I know a girl that up until last week I worked with, and she was having a conversation one day, and I overheard it, and she literally was saying to her
You overheard
boyfriend,
it.
yeah. So she was the main girl, and he starts seeing another girl, and then he came to both of them and was like, "Hey, look, I want to kick it with both of y'all. So if y'all for it, let me know." And she was like, she didn't want to lose, so she was like, "Yeah, I'm for it. You can kick it with both of us." And the other girl said she was for it, but then her actions weren't really liking it. She was checking the girl like, "Look, either you, in order to get him, you gotta come with me. So either we can all kick it, or you're off the team." And I'm saying to myself, what has he said to you for you to believe that, to the point where you're forcing her?
Mm-hmm.
If you want him, you have to get me and him.
You know what he
What?
said? He said she ain't gonna leave me. She want me. She need me. So you can tell her that if she done with you, then she gotta go. She ain't gonna want to leave. So you can get what you want, and I get what I want
Because you want me,
because
but
she
I want
want
her.
him that much that she's willing to do something that she doesn't want to do in order to keep him.
Yeah. See, I don't see. I think that's silly, because
Yes.
I think that's a sign of low self-esteem, maybe some childhood trauma and drama.
You don't think polygamy is just that? I mean, you call the dude simple if he in a polyandry relationship. I think there's some like cult like mentality, and do you if you want to be with whoever be with you want to be with. But I feel like there is some sort of cult like mentality where one is of the lesser and the other one is the greater.
Ooh, quick question. Like, for example,
Bless you.
even with because Ashley is so engaging tonight. Even with even with, thank you so much. You being here is you're doing a great job. Even with um like, I've heard conversation about threesomes. Like, girls say, Yeah, we have a threesome if you choose the girl." Does it matter
If
if,
who choose the girl? She choose
if
the girl or he choose
right,
the girl?
right, she if I get to choose the girl?
Okay, okay,
I get to choose
okay.
the girl. Like, does that matter? Do you think that I mean, guys would never be like, "Yeah, if I get to choose the dude." But I will say this: if a guy does subscribe to that kind of lifestyle, he will be more comfortable if it's a guy he can trust, if it's a guy that he respects, if it's a guy he vibes well with, if it's a guy that he's not in
Right.
competition with. So even though a guy may not say, "I want to choose the dude," because that sounds like he may be, "I want to vibe with the dude." You know what I mean? But is that a thing? Like, a girl, would it be easier to accept polygamy if your husband or your boyfriend came to you and said, "I want to do this"? Would it be easier to accept, okay, this is not somebody he wanted, that he's attached to outside of me, but I brought her into this marriage? Do you think, as a woman, because I know you said I'm not sharing, it's just me, but do you think, as a woman, if you had a choice in who this girl was, whether it's a friend or
Yeah.
a acquaintance, do you think it's easier to swallow then?
Yes, because I'm going to choose someone that is the lesser. I'm not going to choose somebody that's better than me. I'm not going to choose someone that looks better than me. Like, I'm not going to do that.
Whoa.
But
Okay.
I would think, even if it was a man, I'm thinking this man is not going to. If you're freaking Adam Sandler, and I love Adam Sandler, respect. I don't think Adam Sandler's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to choose Denzel Washington as your second husband.
Mhm.
Adam Sandler's going to be like, I'm going to go with Chris Farley.
Definitely
Like,
not,
you're going to
definitely
choose
not The
someone,
Rock.
huh?
Definitely not The Rock.
He better not choose the right.
Not
That's
Adam
the thing.
Sandler.
He better
Not,
not choose the right.
not Adam Sandler's at the door like this, listening to you get rocked by The Rock.
He better not. So yeah, I think it would be much easier. Thank you. It would be much easier to stomach if I get to pick the person that becomes, and that's what a lot of them do. They run it by the other person to see if they vibe, if they are okay with this. Um, but I feel like ultimately, if the man like I want this person, then she can either leave or stay. Oh, you wait. Okay, wait. Say again.
I think it's harder for the guy to say, I want to choose the guy. Like he's the first husband. He said, I want to choose the second husband. Because again, for a guy, it's physical. So yeah, you could pick her because it's more physical for me. You can't pick him because you need to pick qualities that are in tune with me that
Right.
you don't even have. So it's like, no, you
Mm,
can't pick the second guy. Like I gotta do that because I know what I want,
wow.
and yeah. So I think it's different. If it was all physical, then yeah, you pick not you, because even then you don't want no dud.
I could think that silence. Woo, girl, you came back with a good one because that's
Right.
real.
She's been
You
in the
literally
sofa
have to
over
pick
there.
somebody that has qualities that are going to build this relationship. Like you can't just be like, oh, he has a nice stomach. She's gonna like that. Yeah, you come here, guy. You
Right?
gotta
Because
figure out
it's
something
not
that's gonna
even
add to the wealth, to the dynamic, to the building of a literal house. Like I
to
dig it.
the
That's real.
emotional need. Because I like to be
Right.
baby sometimes, and every guy
Right.
ain't
He
gonna
like, I
hold
don't want
me
to
like
baby
that.
her. Just your
So it's
job.
like, and I think also women are not. It doesn't have to be a certain look. Like, we have types, but we're not bound to those. So it's not about, oh, I want somebody that looks, that's chiseled out and whatever, whatever. Been there, done that. But you can't connect emotionally. You're not emotionally intelligent. So it's
Right.
like, no, I don't want that. I'm looking past the physical. I want somebody that's like going to wake up the freaking warrior in me. Like wake up
Right.
the beast that's inside of me that can do
The
anything
queen in
if
me.
you tap into her.
Right.
Right. I mean, some people say queen. I say I got a beast in me. Like, I can do a lot if I got the right guy. Put, it, pulling at it. Shoot. I gotta pick
And
them.
then to have two,
I gotta pick all seven of them. All of them.
come on. Then to have seven of them,
All of them.
that's pulling all the beast out you.
I mean, but some of them
And,
ain't gonna be
and
pulling
and
me.
putting all
Right.
and
Some of them
putting all the
pulling me, but not that
and putting
beast.
all the beast in you too.
Don't don't mind if you do.
Shut up.
But yeah,
And you
that's
can shoot the
real. And
club up.
because it
And you can
literally,
shoot the
when you
club
asked
up.
that
That
question,
is,
I was
oh,
like, because literally when I asked that question, I like her. I don't know what's going on with your with what is it?
I'm about to
Your
throw. I'm about to
your
throw up.
internet was like,
All right, I'm about to throw up in my mouth.
but I was literally, he was like, women pick. I'm like, I'm picking an unattractive chick. I didn't even think about, can this have a cook? Can she fold well? Can, like, does she have a job? I ain't
Yeah,
think
see
about
that.
none of that.
How's she gonna treat your children?
But see, yeah, that's my thing. I'm picking a woman that's doing the qualities I don't want to do. If I'm picking, I don't care what she look like. You could be all that. Good job, sis. But can you do the cooking and this
Do
and
you
that and
wash
the other?
dishes?
I'm good. Like, be bad and
So,
then
so,
do those
so you
things.
just want to show up at hunting time.
Hello. Call me.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy.
I mean, it makes sense though. I that makes sense. What do you think about what she said?
I think that if I were a man who subscribed to polygamy, I would want decent conversation from both. I would want uh, both of them to have moments where they presented me with a meal that they cooked and that was great. I would want a situationship where they both got into something nice and I enjoyed how they look. I think that is a woman thing where a woman can make it about um, different and get different from each guy, because women are using it to take multiple men to build really the perfect man in their mind. So they can't separate it. But I think what makes the man more greedy is he wants the total package from every single one of them, which proves that women are never enough for a man. Because if you get the total package from her on Monday, you turn right around and wake up on Tuesday. And if it's Tasha's day that day, you want the total package from her. Where women are more like, you know what? I've tried, you can't meet this need, but I love you and I'm gonna put you in this bucket and I'm gonna be everything you need and I'm gonna bend over for you on Tuesday. But on Monday, right now, I want this from him and he's bringing it to me. So I can, a girl once said to me, I can serve two masters. And I think it was not real, but she said, I can serve two masters. And what are you doing with your fingers?
Oh,
Weird.
put me down for 3 of them.
Yeah, I can serve two masters, but I think with a woman, she can, and that's why when a woman cheats, it's not always because she wants to be with someone else. She really wants to be with you. She really enjoys this time with you. But there is a place in her that you may not be appealing to right now, and it may not even be that who she's cheating with is going to be long term, because she may go through a cycle where this is right now and she says, you know what, okay, I don't need this anymore, or I don't need this right now, and she's back right on. And that's why they say a woman can cheat and you'll never know it, because she knows how to check back in and you not know it. It's the dude that go to sleep.
I just feel like you was just right here this whole time, like you was just saying my heart, my thoughts, like you was just there with me. The Ashley whisper. Where's
I'm
Chef?
the
Because
whisper.
you were whispering me today, tonight,
I'm the
and I
whisper
thank you,
tonight.
my brother, for just
I'm the whisper.
reaching me. And I definitely 1000% agree with that. And I also, while you were talking, had an epiphany on why I could not be in a polyamorous, that's a multiple wives, one husband situation, because I'm too needy.
Right. That's
And
good.
when I need you, I need you. I don't care that it's Becky's night. That's not a good answer for me. And I take up a lot of energy. I take up a lot of, I just, a lot. So I can't hear you, Brand. You're muted, Brandy.
I did mute myself because I was going through my bag. I require a lot of time. I do. I said that I'm selfish when it comes to relationship. It's about me.
Yeah, it's a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of when I want to be touched, I want to be touched, and how I want to, it's a lot that's involved in being with Ash. Maybe that's why. Never mind.
No, and I think and that's another reason why it's hard for me to be with someone with kids, because it's like when I want to see you, I want to see you. Like, you better find a babysitter, something. Because Brandy, that's what I want to see you. I want to see you now. And to what?
Think about if a man said that, though, Brandy. If a man said that to a woman with children, you would say, "Oh no, you gotta understand it's a part of the package."
I wouldn't.
No, yeah, I would, and I'm very one-sided on
I don't
that.
have
I
kids, so
feel
I
like
wouldn't say
I
that.
want someone with no children, even though I have children. I want someone with no
That's real
mother,
life.
with no mother, even though I have a mother. Um,
I'm getting off of here. I am.
you
Brandy,
get
take
that
me
out.
out. Brandy, take me out of the studio. Someone call the
I'm just saying.
producer. Tell the producer I'm
It's
fine.
happening. It's happening. I could just.
I want somebody with no mother, even though I have a mother. My
I,
mama
I
got to
just,
die.
it's a
But
lot.
my
It's
mama's so great though. You can share her,
But
Y'all,
and I kind of
this is
get
like
that.
a counseling
let me
session.
call
I
Lolita.
am very needy, and that just really hit me. That's why I can't do it with. That's why I
Who
can't. You
asked this
can't have a
question?
girlfriend in me. What? Who's? Let me see what it say.
Um, Mr. Jackson, would I leave my job? Yes, because I work from home, baby. Boom, bam, pow. Take that.
You know what? Okay,
Next
so one
question.
guy, this one guy I was talking to, he asked that question because he was like, well, sometimes it's just you see an attractive woman and that's all it is. You just want to be with that. It's just the experience and then keep going. And I'm like, why can't you get that from the girl you're with though? She could do and I was like, I'll meet you. Let me know and give me 8 out, whatever to get there. I'm gonna get there. And I'm like, and if it's you want a redhead, in the words of Meg the Stallion, switch my wig, make him feel like he cheating. I will be that redhead.
Come
I,
It's like
on. Come
whatever
on.
you want. If you say you want me to get on a handstand and bust it wide open, I'm gonna do my best. Them arms might be shaking, but I'm gonna
Right.
give it an attempt.
I'm
I'm gonna
over
be
here.
what you want me to be. I'm gonna say what you want me to say. Like, yes, I will meet you at work, bro.
women can't be consistent in that though, and men. Don't get me wrong. There's a level of there's still yeah.
I'll be on the
There's,
phone while I'm driving.
there's a level of
Right.
inconsistency.
That photo
There's,
shoot gotta wait. That photo,
there's a level of
I know you done paid,
inconsistency.
you done prepaid, but look,
Postpone, baby.
Right.
Give me
I think
30 an
there's a
hour.
level. I think there's a level of inconsistency that in this generation that makes it impossible. I think that even if a woman or man, a woman especially though, if a woman signs up for two men right now, the younger she is, um,
who said that?
who is that?
Uh, Leroy.
All day, baby, bro, all day
I,
and
I,
night. Okay, come
I
through.
had a pastor who taught a marriage session, and the topic of the session was 100 things a church wife can learn from a porn star.
Sign me up for that class.
It was
Twice.
it
I'm gonna be
was
in the
my
front and back row.
it literally was mind blowing to hear this woman teach other women what they can learn. And she talked about some of that thing. She said, when you see the porn star, she said you think it why or he can pull up while I work from home and I can easily toot it in. But who is that?
You know who that was. Tasia
Sister,
need to come on. Come on.
we got to take you back,
I
big mom.
cannot with these comments.
That's all a nigga looking for. Hello.
I cannot.
Right. Hello.
Look,
The math ain't
I be
math.
telling people I throw accent on real quick fast and hurry. Let's do who you need tonight.
Hello.
But
And I think that, side note, I think that that makes things fun though. When you
right.
can't, it's not stale. Like, and then I think that that's the best part about being with somebody that you're into, because you can switch it up. Even in the moment, you can go from one style to the other style, and it's just you just got it. Like y'all know what's going on. You
Right.
don't have not no conversation needed. I mean, it's a lot of four-letter words going on. It's just it's a lot. And I feel like that's what makes things. I'm all for it.
It keeps it alive.
I mean,
Right. So I don't think you need a polygamous relationship or a poly
Uh-oh.
whatever.
Uh-oh. Brandon done
What?
healed us of polygamy. You done healed us. We got a breakthrough.
Who?
I don't need two wives. I need you to be two people. Hello.
Hello. That's teacher. Who would that pastor need another teacher? Because this one is available.
And
You know what I'm saying? This one is available.
that's really good, actually.
What's really good? Exactly.
What you just said.
What I said.
If two people could come together and work really hard to build, and they could
She
come
did it.
together and experience mind-blowing sex that doesn't get old, it doesn't get stale, and they could keep people out of their arena, could it be that that is better than polygamy, even if polygamy is permissible or um, desired? At the end of the day, you can have sex with multiple people at a time, but you can only insert yourself inside one woman at a time. She can be there, but you really can't. Women are different. They can actually.
Right. That's why I said back to my two husbands. But well, one, because some some anyway. Because sometimes I want to hear you say, "I'm a dirty B for you. Come take this."
wait,
Talk
what?
dirty to the
Wait, what?
good
Hold on, I
word,
got.
Ashley. Gotta switch it up on him. I'm
Leroy.
gonna read how he typed it. Yeah, because sometimes I be wanting to hear you say, "I'm a dirty B for you. Come over here and get this cat."
That
Talk
ain't
dirty
what. That
to
ain't.
me.
Nah, that ain't how that read. It's like,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead. Tell me
Sometimes I want
how's
to
it
hear you
read.
say I'm a dirt. I ain't gonna do it because I know the Saints watching. They probably screen recording.
Come on.
Can't screen record in my bedroom though. But anyway, I'm not gonna read it. It is what it is. But that's what I'm talking about, baby Roy. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, yeah, are these the corporate offices for? Yeah, I'm on a live with one of your. Yeah, we need to have a conversation.
Talk about it. I don't go to your
Put it
church.
on speaker.
Right.
I don't go to your church anyway. I no, cause that's real life. That's real life. I mean, and ain't nothing wrong with that. That's me and you, and that's what we doing. And we're gonna still shout in church on Sunday. That's what's
Oh, I felt glory then.
and it's gonna
And
be, and y'all gonna be wondering why they so deep.
Hello.
Cause
Come
we
on.
got
and
deep.
our relationship gonna be fun. Our relationship gonna be happy. Our relationship gonna be consistent. Our relationship gonna be strong. Y'all ain't gotta worry about us talk about something. Oh, he get on my nerves. Like if you vibe with somebody right, the fun is just automatically gonna happen.
Does the bed undefile? Does the bed undefile? Does that include multiple partners? Marriage is honorable in law, and the bed is undefiled. Does that include multiple partners into your bedroom?
That's a good. I think so.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think so.
Excuse me one
What's the
moment.
definition of adultery?
Oh, hold on one moment.
Things need to listen. They do need to listen and stop acting. They do need to listen. But I don't know. No, it does not. It includes between a husband and wife. Yeah, I was just hoping for a different answer. No, I'm just kidding.
What's the definition of adultery? Because I feel like
Adultery is when you married to somebody and you having sex with somebody else. That's not the person that you're married to.
so if okay,
Leroy,
so
I want clarification on that answer, Leroy. You're saying that the bed is undefiled between husband and wife, but if someone else comes in, it does defile the bed.
right,
Even if both
that's a
parties
good
agree.
question. Leroy, that was a question for you. But yeah, I think
Just jump
but
on.
but see the thing is with a polyandry or polygamy or polygamous relationship, no, because nobody's really married. Like nobody's on paper they're not married. He said correct. But you said two different things, so I don't know what you're
Right.
correct about.
What's correct, Leroy?
Nobody's really married, but on paper, some people I've seen videos where they're like, we're married spiritual. All of us are married spiritually. All of us are married via agreement. All of us got one long tree limb and we put a bush at the end and all of us jumped over it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're all husband and wives or husbands and wife, then is it defiled? I'm gonna say yes.
That's a good point because
Probably very stained.
I think somewhere in the scripture it talks
shut.
about somebody wanted another wife, and God said, "I would have given it to you. If that's what you want, I would have given it to you."
Mm-hmm. David.
But I'm sorry.
He said that
it was.
Yeah,
when
but
David
then
had yeah.
to David. Okay, but then it was though he would have given it to him, that didn't make it right. It's just he would have allowed him to do that.
Right. In the light of murder, I would prefer you to do that than to murder someone.
Right. So that always confused me. Because it's like, was it wrong? Was it right? And if it was okay at one point, when did it become wrong in the eyesight of God? And I get, because I also hear people say, well, because the world is so big, you don't need to do that anymore. Because at first you was with your cousins.
But you were doing that to grow the population.
Right. And so now it's like, no, now you can be one person, one man, one wife, and then that's it. But it's like, is it really wrong to, I don't know. And I would love if Leroy could pop on and verbally say his thoughts. And also Sister Tasia, so we can hear your thoughts. That would be great.
Right. And all I know is that it went from multiple to, for every man there's a wife, for every wife there's a husband. Like right. one-on-one. Y'all doing too much. Chill out. We don't need to replenish the earth now. It's plenty. And half of y'all aren't treating the women that you had well. So focus on one.
Or could it have been the hearts of the people? Because Sarah gave permission for Hagar to mess with Abraham. And then when
Because
she
she
did
wanted a
it,
kid.
Sarah got salty in her heart and had her kicked out. So maybe it could have been also the views of the women that probably could have changed it to say, you know what, this isn't working out because people can't deal with it. I don't know. I'm just speculating all day long. I would love to hear Leroy's thoughts.
I don't
This
think
isn't working out because people can't.
Leroy, what that is in your head. I'll acquiesce so Leroy can speak.
What you want me to speak on? What's the because the thing with Sarah was that back then, if you were barren, you couldn't have kids. You were allowed to have to sleep with the housemaid so that she could bear the children for Sarah. So that's how the son really became Sarah's kid. But to speak on what you was referring to as it relates to the bedroom being undefiled, Gerard, I think it's only prescribed for the husband and the wife. So as it pertains to that and that alone, I don't think God prescribed us to actually commit adultery. Right? Because even if you bring somebody else into your bedroom, you would actually be committing adultery.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking. Okay.
I wasn't saying that I am or for. I just was.
Yeah, no, I understood.
Okay, see, that's what I was thinking. Like, would that not bringing somebody else in be adultery? Because it's like, I get that y'all both agree to it, whatever, but you're still technically cheating on the relationship or the commitment that you made to each other.
Does that same rule translate to sex toys like dildos? Is that
no?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
No, and I'm
Even though that's a mold of someone's actual penis.
No,
It's a mold of what?
Or you can get the little. Oh, they got stuff.
Teach us. Come on, Reverend. Come
on. Don't stop now.
Yeah, come on, lean in.
You can get a mold of your own penis and use that instead of having to use, you know what I'm saying?
So where do you go? I mean, where do people go?
Put that link in the comment.
Where would someone go to get such a thing? Hey Siri.
Like you can go on,
listen, girl, listen.
On YouTube, you can kind of, they got these little things where it shows how you can mold your hands, so you could just follow those instructions. The same thing with your penis.
I'm not putting
Leroy, you're thinking inside the box, and you got outside the box with the mold of the hands. Come
Hello. And that's so much cheaper, I'm sure. Come on.
See, I saw them hand videos that went right over my head.
Yeah, you can do the same thing with your penis. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for clearing that up for us. That sounds like a rash.
And you're talking about taking notes.
That sounds like a rash and an outbreak waiting to happen, though.
Well, I don't think that's what, because you don't see them having rashes or anything on their skin when it happens. So I don't think the same thing will happen to the penis.
I tell you what, you can put aftershave on your face and not get a rash. Put that on your private parts and tell me how that works out for you.
It only burn if you got a cut.
You look like you're dead.
Not the wing.
It's the wing for me and the side effect.
I love you. I said the other day that Jordan was my favorite Oliver. You come on, man. That's
you
funny.
know what? And plus, my dude can't be like, how dare you use it's you, boo.
It's you.
It's you.
It's you.
Okay. Hope y'all taking
when you get the mold of the penis and stuff, like you can stick like the little it's like a little, you can create a little caption, because people like the rabbit that goes zzz, and then what you do is you take the electric part that, like, you can buy one of them pieces and stick it on the thing, and then you'll have the whole kit and caboodle.
I need to get married.
Hey Siri.
I'm telling you, baby Ray.
Sir, you done took this. Okay, so
This
You're
is
there now. I mean, I don't know where we go from here, but you're
and
there now.
that's not called the rose. Leroy calls that the sunflower, and you can find it on Amazon. It's called a sunflower.
Right, because I mean, Leroy coming with the gym because first it was reverse cancel culture.
Yeah.
Now you coming up with the moles come through.
Right. Right.
That's only if you were to buy, if the thing is, well,
What do you call that stuff? Is it called the mole stuff?
I don't know what it's called.
Keeping your partner in town.
we've changed topics.
Who's
Keeping your partner in town when he's out of town. Never alone.
Never.
So, but y'all saying what y'all saying so you saying that there are benefits to polygamy? Holistically?
I think there's benefits to polyandry, which is one woman, multiple husbands.
right?
I don't see the benefit to polygamy where there's one man, multiple wives.
But you think it's benefits to one woman, multiple husbands?
Yes.
How?
Financial benefits. Because
two heads are better than one is what they always said.
I think I see benefits on both.
But
because I feel like if you get two of me, because I love to work. I'm a grinder. I feel like I'm a good mom. I'm gonna build you up as a man. I think that there's benefits to both. But for me, I couldn't do the polygamy, but I can do the polyandry. I could do that one.
But
if I wasn't concerned about what God said about it.
To your same point, to your same point, you also said with you being a high value woman, you're extremely needy. My dad always said the reason you don't cheat, he said, crazy is a man who thinks he can literally wrap his head around keeping one woman satisfied. Double crazy is the man who think he can do that twice. As needy as you are as well, how can one man handle two of you?
Right, that's why I don't think that'll work.
Right,
but polyandry, I think I know for a fact that'll work.
But I think the bigger issue, I think for me, when I look at it, I think that for me, I just don't see the benefits of it because I think at the heart issue is unsatisfaction and greed, right? Because it's like you mentioned certain things like, hey, it'll be better financially, right? Because assuming that, say, the more money it is, the more secure that I feel, right? So if I got 5 men making 100,000, we got 500,000 coming in, right? And it's just like you need the 500,000 to create more wealth, right? Yes. And then once you create more wealth, you're gonna do what with that wealth?
We're gonna give it to that one child who nobody knows who the father is.
Do you think they get DNA tests in situations?
I'm just saying, and so you see the heart issue in that, right? And I think that also points to, because something that you mentioned earlier, Ash, about David being telling God telling David that, hey, I would have gave you more than one wife had you asked for it. But then when you look at Solomon, how God said you can have as many as you want, but just don't sleep with those women who are serving other gods, right? And a lot of people say, well, dang, why would God do that? And I think it only pointed to that even though God was allowed Solomon to do that, it just showed that he still was never satisfied out of the 700, 800 plus, right? Which points back to the heart issue of we'll never really be truly content in our heart, and we can get everything that we want, but there's still a level of unsatisfaction that we'll always have. So that's why when I look at the polyandry or however y'all pronounce it or whatever it is, I think the problem for me is, everybody can care for this one woman, but I think the bigger picture is, well, how are you caring for her heart? How are you caring for the things that are broken? You feel what I'm saying? And
and that's why I think it will work for me, because when I say I'm needy, I mean emotionally, in the matters of heart. As far as finances, no, that's not a concern for me. And I think you saying is not being satisfied. I think it's over satisfaction. Like It's just a heightened form of satisfaction. And I feel as a woman, we can be happy under a bridge with a bum that speaks to our emotional need. And women do it all the time. You have women who will leave their mother and father's house and go tricking for a man who has tapped into her emotional parts. He beating her, got her sleep with all kind of men and treating her bad, but for whatever reason, she's stuck on him because he reached her emotionally and mentally. So that's what I'm saying. I want I want that. Not I want to be strung out on crack. I want a man that can get me there though, because he's able to connect to that part of me, not the financial part. Like I feel like I'm good financially.
Right. So to speak on that, so what I'm saying is you wouldn't necessarily need multiple men because if that one prostitute found that one man, it demonstrates that there is one man who can speak to that emotional part of what you need. You follow what I'm saying?
Right. No, I'm very clear. I want monogamy.
Right.
No. I get no. I know
saying,
you do. I know you do.
I'm saying I could do polyandry. I could do that. I feel like I could live that life. But I do want I would prefer one guy to hit every button and for us to live life together. Just him and I, just him and I. But I can also see where a woman gets there though and be a part of that lifestyle. I could.
And I see a lot more issue with poly anything than I do benefits. It's going to be a lot of emotion. It's going to be more argument. It's going to be more dissension. It's going to be a lot more of that. But I mean, that's the only benefit I would see, which is more financial gain.
And then would it be just as a male, Gerard, you can let me know what you think. Let's just say you had, I don't have the energy of this house.
Who said?
Ebony.
Could you see 4 men, let's just say 4 men, 3 different men, right, being satisfied with one woman and not going outside of that to satisfy his needs, right? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, tell me your thoughts on it. Because if me personally, I ain't trying to share no draws. You feel what I'm saying? And then to be like, oh, you got 3 other niggas in that, trying to knock, you know what I'm saying? We got to rotate. You feel what I'm saying? It remind me, you know what I'm saying, when I was a jit and we was, you feel what I'm saying? So I'm just like, right. How does that work out in terms of satisfaction for the man and staying committed to this one woman who's allowing 3 other men to hit and he can't even get it all the time?
But you can.
But you can.
But you really can. But you really can.
But you can.
Right. I don't think
it's called a whip appeal.
So for me, I think that I have a problem with possession mentally. Like I like to feel I'm not good at it not feeling like you're mine. Right. You know what I mean? Right, so if I were in an open relationship or anything like that, it would have to be I'm deciding to share you, not you doing this thing. So it would never be me being told no. It would always be 2, 3, and 4. If anybody's going to be told no, it would be them. So for me, let's get that straight. I don't care if I got 2 hours for you or 2 minutes for you. Everything, somebody at the back of the line is going to be told no, not me. That's why mentally it's hard for me, even in a monogamous relationship. Once you break trust with me, it's almost impossible to get it back. And that's a man thing too. Women, they can find 7 different women in your phone at the same time, and after they cry, a woman can come back. Most men, and especially me, I can't get back there mentally. I can get to a place mentally, but I can never get back to feeling like you're mine. So for me, it would be a no under those guidelines. If I was told, well, number 1 and number 2, they was kind of rough tonight, and number 3 cleaned up everything that was left, so tomorrow night, or let me sleep for 6 hours and I'm ready, I would be on my way to Keisha's house tonight. I can do that.
But that,
I
but
would
she,
The response is number 4. Just wake me up when you're done. Just wake me up. I'm tired. Just wake me up when you're done.
you're stupid.
But what wig gonna be put on first? Because just
Oh, you done? Okay, great.
Now do it, Matt. So then, I guess my other question is, if you get pregnant, I guess somebody might have asked this, so you do the DNA test to see who the jit
I
is? Or-
asked that.
I don't think you do.
It don't matter. Y'all the daddy.
Exactly. You can't be like, I'm not taking care of that kid. That ain't my.
Well, I guess it don't matter. It don't matter who the daddy is until we're in divorce court.
Well, I would.
I'm gonna say, Yana, that ain't my kid. Look at his eyes.
Right, but I think you could. I think it does matter
all y'all signed a birth
in terms
certificate.
of not necessarily it being about whether all of us are going to be the dad, but in terms of if it is my child, right, and he has to go out into he or she has to go out into this world, and they're not in a polygamous relationship. You know what I'm saying? Then that's my namesake. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like,
oh, it ain't no juniors.
For my name, no, I ain't necessarily saying juniors, but
yeah, you ain't calling my son
ain't no
junior.
fourths either.
But if I'm in a polyandry relationship, everybody last name gonna be mine.
Oh, shut
What you mean? What you mean? Your namesake? That's my namesake.
Come on, come.
Yeah, see, that's why I can't.
Come on.
That's why I can't do it.
Because my name is not gonna be Grant hyphen Michael hyphen James hyphen. Like, we're not doing that. Everybody.
Yeah, you changing your last name, bro.
Oh,
the
yeah.
ultimate.
And I'm gonna carry you over the threshold.
You're stupid.
Who just said that? Whoever just said that should run for president.
Some conditions are hereditary. Yeah, that's true.
Well, you should have did that research for y'all got married. I need to know what your DNA looking like prior to. Don't be surprising me with stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, if you need a kid,
if one guy got diabetes issues, the other one got heart disease, then this kid just beware of both. Just beware of both.
Could you imagine though? I need a kidney. I need a kidney. And old Junebug come to the bedside. I'm like, hey, son, how you doing? And he whisper, he say, nigga, you ain't my daddy.
That's why we don't need no blood test. All you need to know is your blood type.
I need a kidney, and here I am thinking my son coming to say today, and he get real low. Nigga, you ain't my dad.
Ain't no match. Y'all ain't no match.
Yeah,
not all kids will match their parents anyway.
That's tough. That's a hard pill.
Not all kids will match their parents.
So when you say monogamy is female, what does that mean?
I mean, most females won't prefer monogamy. And most men.
Most females prefer monogamy in front of you.
That part.
Yeah.
And in today's society, like I said before, a lot of them are like, man, I'm just trying to get what I can get. If you want me, her, and them, cool, just give me my time.
I would agree with that, but I think women have become so liberated that it don't matter. I was just watching something on Amber Rose, and she had something called a slut walk. Right?
White girl? Mm-hmm.
Is she white? I didn't know she was white.
She sure is. Yes, she is. Yes, Amber Rose is white.
100%. She's mixed with something though. She's from
white and Caucasian.
No, I'm looking that up. But go ahead.
You talking about Amber Rose who used to date Kanye West?
When
white girl.
This dude Jesse something was interviewing the women who were there, and they were like, he was like, "Are you a slut?" And they were like, "Yeah, I'm a slut." And he was like, "Well, what makes you a slut?" And she was like, "Well, I'm free sexually." And he's like, "Have you slept with many men?" And they were like, "Yeah, I slept with." One girl said, "Yeah, I slept with a lot of men." You know what I'm saying? She's like, "You proud of it?" She was like, "Yeah." And to Gerard's point, I think it's to the point now in society where they'll tell you straight up. You feel me? Like, it's gonna be you, and I'm probably gonna, but get some job because they proud of being promiscuous now. Like, that's the whole new, like, I'm proud of
owning their body.
I can be like men now.
Yeah. But I don't like that statement when they say I can be like men now, because
go ahead.
No, you got it. Well,
I think that's because what that means is there's when men have sex with multiple partners, you're not calling them sluts and hoes and dirty foots and all whatever they're gonna be. When a woman does, she a slut.
But
She's
I think
used
the
good,
opposite
and
term of
now
a
it's like
the
you
opposite
free
term of
girl.
the opposite term of a slut in a hole for a man is a dog. Well, you might not call him
Right.
a slut, but you do call him a dog. And when you call him a dog, people know that the connotation of being called a dog is someone who goes around and sleeps
But
around
but
with.
even
I
but
think
Libra,
that
let's be honest. Even being called a dog by multiple women gives us an opportunity to have sex with more women.
But
And,
that's
and
but the
It's
same.
not
Listen,
always
no,
negative.
stop. The same thing is true for women.
I
I
agree.
know niggas. I know people to
Just
this
looking for the hole.
that say, "Hey, oh, she giving up the draws? Yeah, yeah. So and so. Oh, I'm finna pull up on her. It
It's
give them the opportunity to,
right.
you feel me?
I think the mentality for women is not I can be like a guy now, but more so now I know the power that I have. I think it's more of a power thing to be able to go from this guy to this guy and to have command over him and to be in control of that situation versus back in the day it was you're not here to enjoy this, just lay down. This was the man to enjoy it, even though what you have he needed, it was just more like he possessed it. So it's to me, I think it's more of a mental thing on her part. I'm in control of this, and you need this more than you say you do.
Or at the very least, she's in control of her body.
No, I'm in control of this situation of this.
I said at the
Yeah,
very least.
and,
I didn't say replace what she said.
yeah, and my uncle said, boy, them. My uncle said, boy, them hoes gonna drive you crazy. I said, show me the way to the asylum. But listen, I'm just
You ain't joking.
listen.
And Amber
But
Rose's mom is not white.
What is she?
She is not white. I
What
don't
is
know.
she? Italian?
I don't know where
Polish?
Polish, she is.
Greek?
she's not white though.
Yeah, but I want to say this. I
Right.
think though, for me, and this is awkward, this is personal. I do like the fact that because I never understood why they could call women who weren't whores by like for example, I'll never forget I had a friend in college. She was smart, capable, but she refused to be tied down to a relationship. When I met her, she did a year, I think, in the military, and she claimed that the military kind of opened up her head to a lot of stuff. And she refused to allow people. She said, if a woman goes to a bar, she decides, just like a man does, the first night she wants to have sex with somebody, she's not going to let society put her in a box that she's a whore. She said, because I got good credit, I make great money, I have high self esteem, and I'm clean. She said, I'm not going to allow society to put me in a box. And I remember being attracted to her because she was empowered in that.
In the words of Meg the Stallion, hands on my knees, shaking A on my thigh S. Like it's a choice to be on it. Like this is
Mhm.
what I want to do right now. I got like you said, I got everything going for me. I'm good. I don't need your money, but I'm on my thought stuff right now. So I agree with that.
And in the words of Trina, if you want it, you can get it. I'ma hit it.
You can't
Yeah.
even get it out. It's
Yeah. Right. I love when Brandy laugh. All you see is teeth.
I think that
Not rude.
the dangers in that is, I got nieces and cousins.
Now you worried about it.
No, I'm saying I think the dangers in communicating that, right, it leads them to think that being whole, right, or remaining pure, right, in terms of valuing what they have, it makes it seem like it's not valuable, right? So it takes those things that are valuable, right, that I think that everybody thinks is valuable, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it minimizes it into this fad to where, hey, even though purity is like one of the greatest things that you could actually have, it's not the end thing to do, right? And because it's not the end thing to do, right, we get into this mode. They get into this mode to where not everybody can get it, and it's just like, as if I was a father, right, I would not want my daughter to think that way about her body or even herself, right? And in general, period. You feel what I'm saying?
If your son was 17, star football player for the local high school, you got him a nice car because you've done well, and women are running him down, this, that, another, and you find out he's sexually active with more than one woman at a time. I don't mean physically at a time, but maybe one, two. Are you as concerned and losing sleep as much about that with him?
I am
You
as
couldn't even get it out.
I am as concerned, if not more concerned, right? Because I believe he sets the tone for, as a leader, somebody as a star that people look up to him. So I think what that does is it has an effect on his character. It has an effect on his integrity, and then it allows other people who follow him to say that's okay.
Okay,
Right?
that may be
No,
true.
Hold on.
address. I want to address
I-
that about
I
the
had a
door.
follow up though to that, but go
Okay,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, okay, that may be true, but when he comes to the garage and say, "Boy, Dad, boy, Keisha was on me last night, and then, man, I was going home, and Brittany stopped me, and I hit her too." You have those expectations, but I guarantee your response is different. Where your daughter says,
Leroy gonna laugh, and he gonna say, "You hit him with a 2-piece combo."
No, listen,
That's
listen,
what's
listen.
but
gonna happen.
it would be
No,
different
no,
if your
no.
daughter said,
You're gonna be high fiving.
yeah,
No,
Mark jumped on me. Mark jumped on me, and Dad, before I could get home, Mike called me, and I busted open for him too. You got to admit that it would be different.
No, hear what I'm saying. The old me, Ash, I'm not gonna lie. The old me would say, "Hey, you should hit him with the two."
You done got saved, Leroy?
Man, been saved for a minute, but don't tell nobody. But the old me would definitely have said that. But the who I am today, I definitely would be like, oh, okay. First, there would be like this, like, okay, at least I know the nigga, he's straight. You know what I'm saying? That probably be what on my mind. But I will follow that up with, you need to be more responsible, right? It's not the right thing to do. Plus, that ain't how I raised you. I ain't raised you to be this way. You understand what I'm saying? Because I feel like when for me, I always told God, well, if I ever get a son, I'm gonna dedicate my son back to you, 100%. So I'm gonna try to do my best to train him up in the way of the Lord, right? So that's the direction that I believe I would take.
Okay, you said about the nieces and things like that. I think that everything is age appropriate. It has to be age appropriate. I'm not listening to make decide with my children or things like that. I think that and people all people like, oh man, she's talking about being free with your body. I hear the same stuff, but I don't digest it the same way. I feel like she's speaking to the power of the woman who first get yourself together and then live a life, whatever your life is that you choose. And so I think that you have to have a certain level of maturity to digest certain things that you hear. But I definitely don't think telling a young lady or a young girl, that it's okay to do those things. I do not agree with that at all.
Okay.
And I am raising my children to abstain,
Right.
prayerfully, and that will be between you and your husband. But there is also the reality, if they don't, you have to teach them about that as well.
Correct.
But my thing is, you are valuable, and it is value. And the less people that have it, the higher the value is on it.
Right.
The less hands it's done been through, the higher it is. The more it's wanted. So yeah, I'm definitely teaching them that. But at 37, if I want to do the polyandry, if I didn't think it was wrong, sign me up.
So real quick, Ash, let me respond. So when I made I wasn't saying that in the context of parents saying this. I was saying in the context of this is the message that society is bringing out, right? So because of course you might not let your daughter, you ain't gonna let your daughters listen to that, but their peers, different things that they're able to hear. So I'm just saying that message in general, not coming from you, but the message in general is has that type of effect. That's what I was meaning when I say that.
Right. And no, I understood that. I guess my thing was that we as adults shouldn't allow that message to filter down that far. Like if that's if that's how we want to feel and think about it, okay, but that shouldn't be something that they're even thinking about. Because I
Right.
do feel like we're giving sex is too exposed it's exposed at a young age, too young of an age, I would say. But did you see Ebony's question? Do you
Open the record.
do we believe that soul ties? I do
I do
believe
too.
in that, um for sure.
You mean
Gotta
from a?
pray them things off you.
Are you saying from a sexual standpoint or just in general?
I think she's talking about sexual, and
I,
I'm answering in that way. I do believe that when you have skin to skin contact in that way, you are a man is giving a part of himself to you, and I mean you are receiving that connection, and it takes a lot to break those connections. A lot of people, a lot of women, in my opinion, feel like there is no such thing, but then and they just going and going and going and going and mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing, and I do believe that there is a such thing.
Mm.
I want to say this, going back to another thing that Ashley said, and it's important. When I found out that Meg the Stallion was a college educated woman, and I think at that point she's a doctor now, right? She has a PhD at,
no,
or
she
a
just has her
master's.
bachelor's degree.
I don't know.
No, I think, well, I'm whatever it was. When I saw that she was educated, I said to myself, it's almost like the girl that went viral last year that posed in front of the FAMU snake completely naked
Oh, I
for
ain't
her
see that.
graduation pictures. And a lot of
She was
people,
naked.
she was completely naked and fine as wine.
Mm.
But a lot of people had a problem with it
Her
because I mean she
parents
was
were very
naked.
proud.
She did have on high heel shoes,
Okay, she
but
had on clothes then.
She was
but a
fine
lot.
as old wine. Talking about bottle.
Anyway, finish the
So
story,
so
please.
so
She only had Meg the Salad only has a BA degree.
okay. So
I mean, that's still
literally,
educated.
Yeah,
right,
I'm just saying.
this girl,
I
she
don't think I'm
did
looking
this,
this up.
and people were saying, she had already been accepted in her field of education, I think it was, and she had jobs that she lost. And they asked her why she did it, and she said, when she was younger, an old lady, because she was wearing a revealing outfit, told her she would never be anything, she would never amount to anything because she chose to be sexy.
Mm.
And she literally did that to show my grade point average is this. I've never had issues in school. I've never had issues with the law, yada, yada, yada. Clothes don't define people, and your opinion of me doesn't define me. And I do think there is something about women who may be at Ashley's age or in a state where they feel like I've done it the right way. And not that I didn't live the way I wanted to live, but I can be empowered to own my experience,
Mhm.
especially when it comes to the opposite sex. And believe it or not, those type of women are attractive. I don't know if men know how to handle them. So I don't know if they work well in relationships. But I will say a man is attracted to a woman who is free. If you go to a bar, the girl who's had a few drinks and she's open and out there, it's not that she's easy, but for a man, she may be easier to talk to. You know what I mean? It literally it causes. I think what makes it the difference between a hoe, or a whore don't have no boundaries. They sleeping. They not just free with your body, with their body. They sleeping with your husband. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They don't have. They sleeping with their sister's husband. They sleep with their best friend husband. They're not, they don't say no, and they're having sex in parameters that are wrong. And of course, sex outside of marriage, all of it's wrong. But what I mean is, in this particular conversation, that person, that's what makes them ho-ish. They're cheating on their boyfriend. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm at a place, and I don't know if it's mom issues or what, but I'm at a place where I enjoy an empowered woman. a woman who's confident, a woman who, and that's the only reason I could work in a polyandrous relationship. If it was me and another dude have decided that this woman would be the physical, because the scripture says, "Don't have no other god before me." You didn't say you can have one behind him. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. What I'm saying is, if this woman, if she can serve two masters, and this woman is building us, and this woman has created a home and an environment, if she was the epitome of what we desire sexually, we could live up. I could deal. I could deal with that. I think that's the only way I could deal with that. Shut up. Your Mac will sleep soon. My computer's getting ready to die, Saints. But yeah, I think that there is something to that.
Yeah, I think like Ash, I can do multiple husbands. I'd say three max.
At one time.
In one relationship. Will actually be multiple relationships, but one unit. Call me.
When you're aggravated,
Man,
you know how sometimes women are aggravated and they don't
I
want
think
to
we
be
need to
bothered.
really search the scriptures and just really define this. Like, I think that's a thing, man.
I'll say this.
That's
What were
no
you gonna
Christ
say about
concept.
annoying? Being
Wi-
annoying?
without getting into scripture and debating scripture, because I don't want to do that. But I will say this: I think when the scripture gives specific qualifications for a bishop or an elder that they're the husband of one wife, I do think it was talking about one wife at a time because of the problems that could be associated with a bishop or an elder having multiple wives at a time, not one wife for life, saying that you can't remarry. But if we believe that the scripture was making and this is New Testament, that a bishop could only have one wife at a time, if it made that distinction, we also would have to believe that a brother could have more than one wife at a time.
No, you couldn't believe that. You couldn't believe that.
Who said that? I can't do multiple husbands in the same group.
Ebony.
No, Gerard. The reason
I
why
like-
I don't want. I know you don't want to debate. I don't
Next
want
door
to
neighbors.
But
Right.
Jesus,
It's okay. We're not going to debate because I
I'm
don't
saying,
want to
because
hijack.
Jesus said it was only intended for a man to only have one wife. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, and even when Paul starts to speak to the people at Corinthian who weren't bishops, right, and they were actually, trying to be married to multiple people, he forbade it because that wasn't something that God
Is that
had.
when he said every woman have your own husband?
Correct.
He never said every husband have your own wife.
What you mean?
What I said.
Right. He said what he meant.
So you saying that are you saying that when he was saying to the Corinthians about, and he was bashing them for men sleeping with their fathers wives, that he was saying that it was okay to have more than one wife?
You can have more than one wife. You just can't have your fathers.
Man, that's rich, dog.
No, but watch this. And I'm really not going, because I always feel when I do these live with Brandy that I'm gonna get a letter from my church defrocking me next week.
You know they watching.
But I want to say this too. I believe, and I'm to a place where I believe in context, because Paul said stuff like this wasn't named amongst the Gentiles, that there were some customs that God had for the Jews pertaining to marriage and all that does not go for everyone.
But if you've been engrafted in, and then we become partakers of that branch, right? Which makes us dang, what's the word I'm looking for?
Protocytes.
Yeah. Then we would be grafted into that to follow those laws, right? Which is
what time we going to church on Saturday, you and I?
What you mean?
Sabbath. What you mean?
Jesus says, I am the Sabbath.
My point exactly. So come, yeah. My point exactly. What I said that to say that we can't pick and choose which of the laws then, because if you read the scripture, there is actual Bible for
I thought that a man should have his own wife too in Corinthians. Yeah.
Let me see. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to hijack it. You're muted, Brandy. We can talk about that later. Yeah, you're muted, Brandy. But
1 Timothy 3:2 does say that a man should be of one wife, but I think that's speaking to the overseeing the deacon of the church.
correct.
Yeah. But I'm talking about that Corinthians passage.
And then 1 Corinthians 7:2 says each man should have his own
wife. Yeah. I'm about to say, yeah.
Bless the Lord.
Oh, my soul.
And if you're gonna be, this was very, very. There you go. Happy birthday, Deja, to you.
Whose birthday?
Read you.
Oh, it's my birthday.
He just gifted you with that. So yeah. Before, because we were at an hour and 51. So the question.
It's 11 o'clock. I gotta go. All right, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna be on the next one. Love y'all.
Okay, the question is, Lay two. Is polygamy our birthright? Because I hear a lot of men talk about polygamy is our birthright. We were born to be polygamous.
I think people are just using these catchphrases and these buzzwords, just like that. I mean, I know people were saying vibrations before, but now it's just like
it's everywhere.
Get on the right vibrations. Get your vibrations up.
That's a low vibrational plate.
But yes, it's like the food has vibrations and all kinds, and it's like you just oh my gosh, people done got this little word out, and not everybody's on it. So I think that's the same thing. Polygamy is our birthright. I mean, give it 5 months, it'll be gone.
Are you vibrating on a polygamous level?
Right, it's just over it.
But I will say this. I think though, and I said this in the group, I think the fact that a man produces semen and sperm all day, every day, and a woman can only produce 1 egg or 2 eggs in the event of a medical or a biological mistake and make twins or triplets. But I think the fact that a man can produce every day does give that nature may be intended for a man to impregnate multiple women at a time to replenish the earth, whereas a woman can't, because they can only have one man's baby every 9 months. But I can have 100 women pregnant by me right now.
Right, you could, but that's more of if a guy only had 1 semen to have 1 egg, that decreases the likelihood that they would be able to match, because that 1 egg drops and it stays there for a while waiting to be fertilized. So if that man could be having sex with her every day, shooting the club up, and still not get her pregnant because that egg, the sperm didn't reach that egg. It is to increase his odds of getting there. You have to be able to. I mean, because and a lot of people are having multiple partners, not using any form of protection and still not getting pregnant, but she's still dropping an egg. It is you have to, the timing has to be right. So I believe that a man can produce new viable semen every day to increase the odds and the likelihood of that she would get pregnant.
And furthermore, I would like to say to everyone that we are all winners, because we were that one sperm that swam upstream and made it. Okay. Not all sperm are gonna make it. And I agree. It was to increase his odds of actually reproducing. Because if all the sperm made it, then these women would be having octuplets and 9-tuplets and 10-tuplets or whatever it's called, because that egg was split.
Yeah, and then some people do, it's like, it's just it's a lot. But
this was a great question. Or is a great question. Medically, who would have the final say in a poly relationship? What if someone wants to put the plug on the husband and some don't?
That actually is not a tough question. If it's me and my brother husband or my husband-in-law, is that a question?
No, go ahead.
But if it was my brother husband or my husband-in-law, we would just rock, paper, scissors for it. One would be life, one would be death. And that's how we would settle it.
I mean, if it's a polyandry situation and you can't vote a man off. only I can vote him off because he's serving a need of mine. So
Oh,
you
that's
can't
good.
say let him go, even though he the only one that can reach me when I'm down and I'm sad. Heck nah, y'all, all of y'all could go before him. Hello.
And goodbye.
What? But I think though the question, that's a tough one. If I'm thinking, if my wife is sick, how would we decide that? I mean, I guess we would start
She would
playing.
decide if she's sick. She decide who gonna be her, who she gonna lay with.
No, I'm saying if who pulls the plug? If me and my brother husband and she's sick, and we decide. What we would ask if she has children.
Don't pull the
If,
plug up.
no, if she has children,
Be
if
quiet.
if she
Don't
has
put a plug on
children,
me.
yes.
Yeah, no, who gonna put a plug? I really, well, I go back and forth. I can't say like this is for real, but I feel like with so many medical advances, leave me on until they figure something out, and I might end up outliving all y'all. Who knows? Just leave me plugged up and connected to the generator,
Just have a
just in
knock
case.
on somebody.
No, because
Because if that power go out, you in trouble.
right, I'm gonna be an Austin Powers up in this thing because by the time they figure that out, everybody else gonna be have gone, and I'm gonna wake up to my great grandchildren.
He's gonna be
Hey,
one of
Graham.
those forever young moments.
Right? They gonna be like, Graham.
You look younger than my mama.
Right? Because I am.
I feel like ultimately in those relationships, though, realistic, like getting back to it, I feel like they will make that decision. Like husband number 7, he's a very logical thinker. He's considerate of everybody. Da, 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 da. He gets the ultimate decision.
On if I should die. Because I thought the original question was if they didn't like one of the husbands and he had to go.
Oh
No,
no.
you put in like the
Right.
question is medically who would have the final say.
Oh, medically. I said I missed that whole word. Medic reading is fundamental.
Yes, reading is fundamental. Um,
Eating
that's the
good
next.
with Freddie Jane.
I thought pull the plug meaning tell one of them they gotta leave.
No, she's
Oh,
That's what I'm like.
in a
You can't tell
hospital.
him he gotta go. Who is
um,
what you talking about?
Right. So
I
now that
think
you got medically, who?
I think it should be determined if she has children. I think if she only has one child. Oh wait, we didn't do no DNA test, so we don't know who the child. Because I was going.
I'm gonna say it should be based on who was there first. The husband that was there first, the wife that was there first, gets to make the final decision.
So there's a ranking then.
No, I say do it like they do when you have a parent with multiple children. Everybody gotta decide. You gotta call each one and you gotta hear from each one. Unless they give their rights
And
over.
there's a majority.
I want to give my rights over to my brother, number
Keto.
2. And
Right.
then like they need to come up with a conclusion. But I'm hoping that they get number 2 because I done told number 2 don't do nothing crazy because I'm coming back and I'm
Don't
telling
do
you because
anything too hastily.
heaven forbid I would have passed a month ago. Have my funeral, but don't embalm me because God gonna do a miracle. Leave that casket open at the service because I'm coming back. Don't count me out. So keep the number 2 gonna know. Don't pull none with her.
I think it matters if you have children. I think that the husband with the children, if you know he's the daddy, he should have more say so because his vote counts 2 instead of 1. And I think also he should have to say so because if she lives, that person would be on child support. So he definitely has reason. Going back from last week, he definitely has reason to have a vested interest because this is his child support. Yeah, so I think that because he may want her to go if child support is on the table.
Why is that child support? We're married.
Right, but if we
We have a
divorce
shared
down,
bank account, and I
but
have my own.
if we divorce, oh, that's what we should have been talking about. Does all the money go in the same bank account with these 3
Oh,
people?
that's good.
Yes, it does, but I still have my own.
Who owns the vehicles? Do all 3 of us sign on vehicles?
Mm-mm.
They're in my name,
Mm-mm.
just
What?
like the husbands are. Your
No,
vehicle is in
I
your
feel
name.
No, I believe in joint accounts, but I believe in joint accounts between me and number one, me and number two, me and number three.
Boom.
Not number one and all of, y'all don't need to share y'all income with each other. Because
Right.
the men that don't work don't eat. That still applies. If you don't have a job, you don't eat. So I feel like we will share the account like this. It goes with this kind of share. It's a linear.
It's
Like,
linear.
it's a linear.
But see, my problem with
Not
that
a
is this.
lump
My problem with that is this. Okay, if we do that, right, we share accounts. But what happens when you want to buy him a gift and you don't want him to see the money come out that account? But you write a check on his birthday month, and I see a check for this $200 Invicta watch.
Get from everybody.
Right. But then when my birthday come around, it look is this.
Get from everybody else.
when my birthday come around, I feel like no, ain't no way. No.
Yeah, for real, that's happening. Like, I mean, it's my account. So if I not being serious, I would really feel that way. It's like, or I'm gonna just get you a birthday gift out of our account, which is what you would do in a normal relationship.
Right.
If it was just two people, and then we have a joint account, it's your birthday come. Of course, when you see money gone, duh, it's for your birthday. Like, it's coming out of our account.
I'm gonna say I agree with Ash on the you stupid man.
No, I'm serious.
On the linear account.
Who is down for the
And then I have the
polyandry?
singular account that they all put something into. However, when it comes to husband number one birthday, husband 2 and 3, we're sharing that responsibility. It's not coming out the singular. When it's husband 2 birthday, 1 and 3, it's from us. That's how I would play that.
Right, because that is another thing. Would they get him a gift too? Even if it's not for me, would they get him a gift? Because they're friends now.
They would be more than friends.
Right. But
Ooh,
no, seriously,
okay.
If y'all interested,
DM
me with a picture and a drug test. I mean, a blood test.
Exactly. Yes. To answer
Who just
all
said
that.
that?
Ebony. To answer all that. Yes.
Sign me up for submission.
Mm-mm.
I want to do I would not. I want to do. Ooh, that sounded real deep. That came from the heart.
Yeah, right.
I would do 3 situation. But I think 2 would be my max, probably 2. But I would do polyandry with traditional roles, with traditional structures.
Okay, so what if one husband tells you can't go to the mall, but the other husband says you can?
I think that's deep. That whole you can't go nowhere. Like, come on now.
I mean, that's just an
who would want to be
example.
with somebody like that? Because that.
What if we're arguing? What if he and I are arguing? Because you got to imagine that there's going to be arguments. What if he and I are arguing? Are you neutral completely?
I am. I got popcorn and a glass of wine.
Brandy,
And a good time for the winner. Whoever wins
Right. What is wrong with her?
Whoever wins this battle.
Get me tonight. I'm just going.
Y'all are absolutely.
No, seriously though. I would have to check my emotions because I would be kind of like intrigued. But I would. It depends on what you arguing about. If you arguing about me, let that play out. But
Man, I don't like the way you talk to her. I don't like the way you talk to her.
Come through. Have my back then. But I feel like I wouldn't want them to be arguing. Let's all go in, and I can't say go in separate rooms because we share a room. But let's all go into different places in the house. Go to different places. Let's take a breather. I'll come to each one, and I will calm you down. And then we're gonna go.
For myself, Cause she's stupid, man. And she's
I'm
dumb.
serious. This
For me, I feel like I'm super neutral though, and I'm
You're
super
gonna let them kill
logical.
each other.
No, I'm not gonna let them kill each other. I'm super logical. If one is making more sense than the other, I'm gonna be like, it makes sense because this, that, and the third.
Oh, yeah,
Now, in all
I can be
fairness,
your husband. I can be your second husband then.
if it's all well, it might have been the second husband I'm agreeing with. If it's like if I don't really see myself involving myself in their conflict, like unless you ask me my opinion, do what y'all if y'all want to
She
argue about
bought you the
something,
Fruit
we
Loops.
argue.
She went to the store. She bought you the Fruit Loops. You ate all your Fruit Loops. Now I see you fixing Frosted Flakes. Frosted Flakes is mine.
Have that conversation. Because if y'all didn't realize that y'all can just go to the store and get some more goddamn Fruit Loops, there's a problem in and of itself.
I think if somebody bringing up,
She said in one bed.
we doing both with a beat with F, both. But I feel
BOAF.
like if somebody's sitting there arguing about cereal, I have to think that choice.
Right.
No, I'm saying, I
Right.
feel like if that person continues to be petty, we're the same size shirt and that's my shirt, and now this is feeling like siblings for real, but y'all
Right.
grown.
Right.
Then I'm feeling like
Yeah.
you might get voted off this island. No,
Right.
seriously, that'll be
No.
me because
But
I
that would
wouldn't.
be a real thing, though. That yeah, because you can't have people, even if they're not arguing over you per se, because we understand you belong to both of us. But you can't. People have issues. Like I just can think sometimes women go through days and times where they don't want to be bothered with the one man. I couldn't imagine that if she has two, she would want to be bothered with one. Because if you want to be bothered with one and not the other, that's something deeper too. Like I don't feel like being. If you tell me I don't feel like being bothered, and I say okay, let me go to my room. She don't feel like being bothered, and in 30 minutes, you and Rico in there laughing and you he and this that and other. I'm gonna be like, okay, wait a minute. You know
You didn't want to
that's
be bothered with you.
Right, and
right.
I think
That's
that,
why I have two.
but I think that because my sister always says it's character building. These are character building moments. I think that would be a character building moment for the one I say I don't want to be bothered, because then I would hope you would think, well, why would she not want to be bothered with me, but she's okay with him? Build your character. It's something about you that's annoying me.
Yeah.
So dig all the way. No, seriously, dig deep and
I
figure
want
out
you
what
in a
that
polyandry relationship so bad right now.
Right.
And I'm
you and me
setting
both.
up cameras. I am starting this show. I promise you.
Right.
You and me both. So I feel like, yeah, just dig deep on that. He's going to keep Keisha's. Unless our daughter name is Keisha, no, he's so.
Tasia said that. I don't know why she'll pop up, but
Definitely going to
he ain't going
Keisha.
nowhere because he
The
loves me.
moment I hear you laughing in there with Rico, and you just told me,
He gonna
definitely
come in
going
there
to
and
Keisha.
stay real close and try to be involved.
Yeah, and be quiet as a mouse. That's fine. You could be in the room. You can occupy the space, but just it's something about you that aggravates me when I'm aggravated. It multiplies the aggravation. But I still love you, and you've been selected for a reason. Like you have to go back to why are you even in this house? It's something about you that I do like.
It's something about you, but right now I can't call it. Right now I cannot call it.
Let me ask you
Don't get
this:
real on this on
if,
the
if you
single couch.
if you have normal relationship issues that end up with you deciding to end the relationship with one person, do you are you running your poly relationship more like you're the boss? Let's say you fall out, desire for other two, can't tell me why. I just was asking that question.
I know that's why I popped it up there. I was
Who
like,
was that?
I'm sure I want to say it was Ebony. Yep.
Ebony, get out my head, girl. I just was gonna say that you have normal relationship issues, and you and this other dude are falling out for whatever reason that is. Y'all are falling out. Is it both of y'all go? Do you feel okay talking about the other one to the other one? Like, what's the rule on that? Because in me, my thing would be don't talk about me with him. But that's your husband. You know what I mean? Because discord, because what if he's playing seeds to get me out the way?
You know what? I
When
also
you
think it's your lighting. And
Yeah, don't she look like a
God,
psycho?
you're so
Don't,
dramatic.
yeah, don't she look like a little psycho?
Because you up to about
Right.
and you have lighting on one side.
right, this side dark.
Right. Yeah, you look like a creep.
This is you sleepy,
Well,
aren't you?
no, 1000%. I'm talking about you with him. 1000%. Like
2000.
1000%. And I'm gonna be lying too when I say, uh, oh, he can't do it like you do it. 1000%. I'm throwing all them words out. I'm doing it. That's happening because that's a part of you. That's a part of it. So I feel like if I don't, if you
Brenda,
laughing
what's wrong
at
with your
this,
sister?
I feel like if it's the issue and you have to get the boot, I definitely discussing it with your brother. I'm gonna get his feedback. Cause he might talk me off the ledge and say, nah, you know what, that was just a certain thing, or you know how he is, or he didn't mean it, his heart wasn't in that, that was just words. He might be an advocate for you. I don't know. But
Or
1000
that is true. You can
one
bounce it off and get a man's perspective.
right, 1000, I'm talking to him because he still is my husband, and I'm gonna seek counsel. And I'm gonna seek counsel from you too, even though I'm you the one that's gonna get the boo. Look, I'm gonna tell you how I'm feeling. Because I'm gonna need to hear your perspective. Because maybe I didn't take it in right. And maybe you could give it to me. You can re-season the meat or cook it a little longer. Maybe you gave it to me a little raw. So yeah, I'm gonna I'm talking to everybody.
I mean, the short answer for me is yes, we are in a relationship, and relationships are about communication.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to communicate.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is it weird if you're married to two men and one cheats on you
Mm.
and
Yes, that's weird.
he talks the other one into sleeping with the same girl?
What?
I'm cheating on you with my coworker Brenda. And I explained to Brenda, yeah, I'm in a poly such and such relationship. And I'm like, hey, I got a homeboy, he'll probably, I mean, you in for the, and she's not a relationship, but she like, y'all, both of y'all, she all intrigued. Both of y'all sleep with her at the same time. Yeah, we'll come flip you too if you want to be flipped. And then, we over there. What does that feel like?
Y'all done took that poly on the road.
Who said add her to the relationship? Ashley Thompson.
Ebony.
Y'all both out.
Hello.
That's
They
what I
both
that's
out,
see,
and I'm
that's what I was
starting
thinking.
over.
That's what I
Y'all
was
both out, and I'm starting
That's
over.
what I was thinking. Then okay, could y'all do poly with, let's say, two and two? So no, see, I can't
No.
be with another one. If it's another female in the picture, that count me out. I'm out.
I'm out too. No.
Even if
Only
it's
I
multiple
can have
men,
multiple.
even if it's multiple men and multiple women, I'm too needy for that. No. So
I'm
but
too selfish.
if both of y'all stepping out, yeah, then that's still like the traditional is cause for divorce.
You
You got
cheated on me.
right.
There was no agreement made. There was an agreement made for me to have this other husband.
I mean,
There's
unless I
no
can
agreement made for you to have Keisha.
Right.
unless I can forgive it, unless I feel like okay, because that'll be my first step, trying to get over it. I'm not just gonna be like okay,
Even
bye.
if both of them do it, if I talk, we go out to the club. Let
Yeah,
me ask you
dude
this:
number one gotta
can
go.
your husbands hang out without you? Like,
Yes, please go. Get
Yeah,
away.
because I'm gonna want time to myself. Because how do you think I'm gonna find a third husband if I'm not by myself sometimes? Duh.
you need help? I'm
I
praying for
have
you.
a sister that is for sale. She's free.
I'm praying for you now.
Just let me know.
I am.
But I definitely think if dude one gets dude two to sleep with this chick, dude one gotta go because he's the virus.
And dude too got to go because he's
Well,
easily
yeah,
pushed.
right.
He's
But
easy to
if
follow.
anybody has to go, it's definitely gonna be dude one because he's gonna mess up dude 3, 4, and 5, 6, and
Right.
7.
He's dangerous.
Yeah, no forgiveness.
So anyway, thank y'all for the conversation. We went over my little limit. Well, went well over my limit. I appreciate you chiming in. Next time you might have to be, do your work in the beginning, Ash, because you came back strong.
Polyoxin free.
Huh?
Polyoxin free.
1, 2, and 3 for me.
I can do polyandry, so
Put your bio in my DM with the blood test and an up-to-date picture, please.
Your credit score and your bank account.
Just I don't need all that. I just because we can do that later.
I'm not gonna waste time.
What's the next topic? Do we know that?
The next topic is how to correctly be Black in America.
Ooh.
How to what?
How to correctly be Black in America.
Don't feel me dying. Help me live.
Oh, you should have say that for next time.
Right.
Oh, we should all have tees, custom tees. Ooh, that'd be cool. Okay.
I gotta go find something to eat. I didn't eat dinner.
The only thing over this lady is steak and shake and crystals.
And legs, as my mama would say.
My mama always say.
It's funny because I eat all three. Gotta go.
You eat legs? Anyway, thank you for being part. I appreciate you. Polyoxin free. 1, 2, and 3. JK. The realist. Tasia. Ebony. Everybody that commented. Jerry. Who?
Chad.
We appreciate you. Thank you. Next time, join another conversation. I will, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of us having a conversation is wonderful. And again, next conversation is being Black correctly in America. Did you have anything you want to share? Did you learn anything from this polyamorous or polyandry talk?
Me first?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I learned that I am too needy to be in a polyamorous relationship, and I am enough. I feel confident enough to be in a polyandry relationship, but because I don't agree with it based on my personal beliefs, I wouldn't do it. But if God tells me otherwise, I'd like to have a couple people on standby. So seriously, put their information in my DM.
Don't feel like you're less than. You're not.
Right. You don't know. You might get selected. I don't know. And but no, as always, I do love these conversations. I'm glad we started at 9:00, so that we can talk and it's not too late. I look forward to next week, and thanks for always including me and making sure I am aware of the talks.
Well, thank you for reminding me tonight. And also, if you have any topics that you'd like to discuss, please go ahead and message me, DM me, and we'll get them on the list of things to talk about.
Oh, I got one more thing.
Oh.
And I would really say to Sister Tasia, or maybe I shouldn't say that, just Tasia. Please jump on next week, and if you want to borrow a ring light, I'll bring one over to you.
Okay.
If I'm still invited to preach at these services this weekend, I don't know. My email went off from one of the pastors that I was supposed to preach at Sunday night. So maybe I'm uninvited. But anyway, it doesn't. No, it doesn't matter. But yeah. So great topic. I'm excited for next week's topic. Keep it up. I'm glad that you're back. I didn't know how much I missed these, even though we had talked about missing these. I really miss these, and I think it's very thought-provoking to see people that I respect as intellectuals who are smart still have aha moments just from talking to each other. Right. I know that all of us touch different communities, and the communities that we touch will be changed by our thought-provoking conversation. So this is a big deal.
Thank you. I've learned that I have a vein here when I laugh, and my neck is beautiful. But I learned that, like Ash, I feel like I am very confident in the fact that I would be brilliant in a polyandry relationship. I can take care of 2 men. I might not be able to do 3, but I feel like I can take care of 2 men and they can take care of me.
Mhm.
Now, my religion, based on what I believe, I prefer just one person. Because like you said, when you get on my nerves, just go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere.
Can I ask you two a real quick question?
Sure.
If how many for example, if you had 2 men, let's just say 2. How
Don't
many
limit me.
times should one or the other be told no, it's just him tonight, or it's not you at the same time, I'll be with you after him? Or should there be an expectation, if we share the bed, like Ashley said, that anytime there's sexual activity going on, I'm a part of it too? Because it's hard to say you're in the same
There's an old
bed.
saying that goes, tag team back again. Check the
Check
record.
to make
Let's
it.
begin.
Let's begin. Party on, party
Party
people. Let
Let's
me
make
hear
some noise.
some noise.
BG's in the house, y'all. Jump for
A.M. in the
joy.
house.
See what I say?
Y'all are
Let's
too.
end on that. Drop mic. DJ
Yeah.
out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Y'all have a good night,
I
man.
feel no, seriously though. I feel like, hey, we're gonna bust down. I mean, just y'all don't. I feel like you both need a long time, and also some play. Come, who wrote that? Who wrote that?
A genius, Tasia.
Who wrote that?
What does she mean by
If you
playground time too?
Get on now.
I need
Get
time to
on
myself,
now.
and I need time.
Sometimes
my
you need
man.
one-on-one. We're gonna do a personal tutoring session, and
Come
sometimes
on.
we're gonna do a class meeting. Come, Tasha, get on now.
It's
Now.
your time in the reading section. We're in the reading corner.
That was it. That the expectation is always there. Just don't you don't touch him,
Right.
and he won't touch you.
Right.
You
But
don't touch
4
him.
hands on me. Come through, Tasia, with that one. Girl, you BFF forever, girl. Come on. Speaking my language. Speaking my
Y'all gonna be
language.
walking down the street with y'all multiple husbands. So you'll be like, what's going on
Right.
here?
It's playground time. Come on, man.
What a
Sure.
sandbox. What a
Come on, man.
sandbox. Thank you for
That's
Tasia. I
real.
really expect Tasia and Ebony to be on this thing next week.
If Tasia
And
do,
I
she
need
have to find
also
somebody
y'all
else
to
to.
get y'all follow y'all join me on TikTok.
If Tasia
That's
do, she gonna have to find
my
somebody else.
handle right there. Join me on TikTok because we need to have some real life conversations on TikTok. I can't add you if you don't have more than 1,000 followers. So get crazy people follow anybody.
Don't try and social media shame us because we don't have 1,000 followers.
I'm not even talking about you guys.
Well, I just put Tasia comment back up there because I can't. I'm still on that. I feel like come on. Sometimes it's an individual sport. Sometimes it's a team effort. I can find someone else too.
Anyway, y'all have a good night. I'm just gonna end it on that. Be back same time next week, 9 p.m. Wednesday. Lord will I'll be on time and I won't forget. But if I do, I have people that will remind me.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time, right? So 6 o'clock. We got people over in California. They get to see the football games early, and you don't be falling asleep. Anyway, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
You strange people.